Hey guys, Crusnik X here, back with more Final Fantasy XIV goodness. It's a beautiful night here in Ul'dah. Whoa! Jesus Christ, people, warn a motherfucker before you just fire a fucking firework up in my face! Jesus Christ! Someone could get seriously hurt doing that! But anyway, the fireworks are all bright and running, and tonight marks the beginning of the most special ceremony of all, the Rising. This is the 3rd anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, since it, well, let me rephrase that. Today marks the 3rd anniversary of Final Fantasy XIV since it was released as A Realm Reborn. So as such, everything is decked out in Rising tradition. We have the banners, the pillars, a nice little stage here, and I'm logged in as Chris Valentine to kind of get everything up and at 'em. So we're going to be doing the special quest tonight to celebrate. And it's somewhere in here in this... Oh, there it is. Crystal Caravan Leader. Alright, let's do it.
By the 12! You there! You have the gait and looks of someone bound for greatness. I reckon you've already taken part in your fair share of daring deeds, exciting escapades, and astounding adventures. A worldly lad such as yourself might even make an audience swoon. If only you were to try your hand at theater. Believe me, I would know. I have spent the larger part of my life turning even the most ineloquent bores into the masters of stage. So I know immediately when I'm in the company of true talent. And you, my friend, have talent to spare. Who am I, you ask? Why, I am the leader of the Crystal Caravan, the realm's premier puppet troupe. As it happens, I was just looking for an adventurer like you. You see, my leading man is having trouble finding the proper inspiration for his role. I was wondering if perhaps we might draw upon your worldly experience to give him a push in the proper direction.
Okay.
Excellent, excellent. Then without further ado, let me introduce the rest of the troupe.
I feel like these are people we know. 'Tis an honor to meet you, my lord, and I hope our time together is fruitful. On the anniversary of our realm's rebirth, our troupe shall depict the tragic events of the calamity. I shall play the role of the legendary adventurer, the Warrior of Light. You're doubtless thinking, but I thought you were a puppet troupe. Indeed we are, but we strive to set ourselves apart from the rest. I urge you to try and find another troupe as lively as ours. You shall not.
Of course, the puppets still play a vital role. My partner and I provide the voices, endowing even the most crudely carved piece of wood with a personality of its own. I only hope you are able to provide our actor here with the inspiration to keep up with us.
Ah, your soulless performance is a shame to behold, but there'd be no show at all without puppets, or a stage. You can go ahead and thank me for those two indispensable elements. The audience may not see my face, but I appreciate their applause all the same.
It is with this talented crew that I hope to move the hearts of Eorzea's people and win their acclaim. It has been our dream to perform a play which lingers in the minds of its viewers long after the curtain falls. Indeed, 'tis my hope that this production will be remembered for years to come. But of course, an ambiguous concept is nothing without a first-rate script, which is why we sought out Eorzea's foremost author of stories, poems, and songs to write it. However, the draft we received from him is quite, shall we say, open to interpretation. In fact, I'm not sure if I would call it a script at all. It's more of a general outline of events. The others insist it's a work of genius, but I just can't see it.
Madam, you must look past the words on the page. A play is a living thing, and the playwright has given us the opportunity to let our imaginations run wild. Stirring dramas are born from the reaction of the crowd, the passion of the actors, and yes, even the weather can make a performance more lively. A stirring drama, yes. That is what we must deliver. To that end, and my acting should be informed by knowledge, by the experiences of those who have lived through the day firsthand. And who better than an adventurer to aid me in gathering such tales? I understand the proprietress of the Quicksand, Mistress Momodi, has a soft spot for adventurers like yourself. She likely has a wealth of stories to share, good sir. If you could ask her to regale our star with but a few, the Crystal Caravan would be in your debt. Well, let's see if we can't do this. And I dare say, hey, adventurers only seek their own glory. And they say adventurers only seek their own glory. You have our gratitude, friend. I reckon you might even put my puppets to shame, eh?
Well then, let's be off, shall we? To the Quicksand!
Alright, let's go visit Momodi. Haven't seen her in a while.
Welcome, welcome! Come to celebrate the anniversary, have you? Couldn't have picked a better place, I say. What can I get for you? Greetings, Mistress Momodi. I am a humble actor of the Crystal Caravan, and we plan to celebrate this momentous day by retelling the story of the calamity. I come before you to hear any stories you may have of that day, so I might draw upon them to inspire my performance. Well, ain't that something? I'd be happy to oblige you, of course. Let me think. Right, 5 years back, was it? I remember it like it were yesterday. The lesser moon coming down hard, growing bigger and redder by the moment. Indeed, the moon burned as fiercely as the sun, and grew larger besides. Such a sight made many fear the end of the world was at hand, and rightly so. Makes me shudder even now to think of it. But not all of us were shivering in fear. There were those courageous few who fought on against the odds. You speak of the warriors of light, heroes worthy of song and celebration. Alas, none can remember what they look like, or even their names. 'Tis a shame, truly. Right, a damned shame. All the more reason why your play is important. Even if we can't remember them, we can't let Hedam or what they did for us be forgotten. Of course. And thank you for reminding me of the gravity of our responsibility. I shall do my utmost to ensure the memory of the Warrior of Light lives on. You call on Balderon over at the Drowning Wench yet? Ought to if you haven't. I'm sure it'd be good to speak with you. A brilliant suggestion. That settles it then. Let us away to Limsa and speak with this Balderon. Mistress Momodi, it has been a pleasure.
Thanks, Momodi. This will probably be like a quick frickin' journey if it's gonna be like this. You're a festive-looking pair, ain't you? If you ask me, there's no better place to celebrate the anniversary of the calamity than right here at the Drowning Wench. Well then, what's your poison?
Greetings, Master Barteron. I've come seeking advice to aid in my own celebration of sorts. A stage reenactment of the very events this day commemorates. I would much appreciate it if you could share with us any stories you might have.
A reenactment, you say? Bugger me, that sounds like a great idea. But before I get to rambling, I should warn ye my memory ain't what it used to be. I remember the whole lot of 'em Alliance boys and girls marching up to Cartano. Dalamud was hanging overhead like a sword about to drop from the sky, and there'd been talk about calling upon the 12 to stay its descent.
I can scarce imagine the fear they must have had to overcome to set foot on a doomed battlefield.
'Twasn't a task for the faint of heart, going toe-to-toe with the Garleans beneath the blood-red moon. Every man and woman what fought that day's deserving of our respect. Wasn't there myself, of course, but the survivors said that naught could be heard over the roar of the battle. That is, until Dalamud burst open and that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon Bahamut showed itself.
Bahamut, the primal that set Eorzea aflame. No matter what their strength in numbers, how could anyone hope to win against such an enemy?
They couldn't. But then, just as they were all bracing to be burned to cinders, the dragon up and disappears in a flash of blinding light. Ain't a soul alive who knows the how or why of it.
I see. Master Barteron, you have my thanks for sharing your story. I shall do my utmost to ensure that our audience remembers the bravery of the soldiers that day. Oh, knowing the full weight of my responsibility makes me all the more nervous.
Some might say that's a good thing. Any road, I ain't the only one you ought to be asking about that day. I'm sure Mione of the Calling Canopy would be happy to tell you a tale or two.
Of course. One can never have too much inspiration. Adventurer, let us depart to the Calling Canopy at once. Master Barteron, thank you again.
And now to Gridania. Alright, sorry, I was just getting into rhythm.
In looking to the past, we take solace in the present, and think of what the future may hold. Ah, pray forgive me. At this time of year, one cannot help but wax poetic. How may I be of service? It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Mistress Mione. I have been tasked with portraying the story's Warrior of Light in a play that will commemorate the events of the calamity. If you would be so kind to tell me of the Archon Louisoix, a resident of this very city, I believe, I would be grateful. Archon Louisoix? Indeed, he resided here in Gridania. His sacrifice during the Battle of Cartano is something we shall never forget. Perhaps if you were to tell me more of him and his relationship with the Warriors of Light. He had worked closely with the Warriors of Light, even before Cartano, and on that fateful day he took charge of the Alliance's forces. They did not hesitate to fight under his command. Had they not been there to hold back the relentless assault of the Imperial Army, many believed that Master Louisoix would have not even had the time to beseech the 12 for aid. Alas, in the end, both the Archon and those brave heroes gave their lives in our defense. Though we can never thank them enough, during this solemn time we must honor their sacrifice. To honor the bond that Louisoix and the Warriors of Light shared,
and to commemorate their brave deeds. I pledge to bear my soul on the stage. Just as they risked their lives in the fighting, so too shall I act as if my life depends on it. Then I am certain you will receive a standing ovation. You have my sincerest gratitude, Mistress Mayoni, as do you, adventurer. I feel my muse stirring at last. It's time to rehearse, rehearse, rehearse. Adventurer, pray inform the others that I shall set to work at once. I, however, do know the truth of that day, seeing as how we've all been through the binding coils of Bahamut. But let's forget about that for now. Whoops. All right.
Welcome back. It appears your research was certainly a success. Our future warrior of light set to rehearsing most enthusiastically. I owe you my thanks, good adventurer, for introducing us to such colorful and knowledgeable characters. Now we must begin preparations. Of course, we've prepared a space for you as the guest of honor. May the tale of the calamity bring cheers to your eyes and warmth to your heart.
Chief! The bloody beam! It fell right on top of him! Gods be good!
Him? What beam? Our lead was rehearsing the Battle of Cartano most passionately, I may add, when he knocked one of the puppets into an unstable beam, which then fell over and knocked him off the stage. He'll recover with time, but only the 12 know when he'll be fit for theatrics. Heavens forfend! Just when I thought our problems had been solved. To think his newfound passion was what led to this.
Although it grieves me greatly, I see no choice but to postpone our show. It would seem fate does not favor us today. I'll go and break the sad news to the public.
Wait! I just thought of something! We have an adventurer right here, don't we? And one with no small amount of talent.
Wait, what?
Yes! You can channel your own experience and bring the heroics of the Warriors of Light to life! The more I look at you, the surer of it I become.
Madam, I believe you may be onto something. Of course, it stands to reason that an actual adventurer would be most suited to play the role of one. Why did we not see it before?
Can we really expect a novice to move the audience? Still, I must admit I would rather not disappoint our fans. And I suppose greatness does sometimes spring from improvisation. Yes. Perhaps we have a chance after all. Besides, our voices should be able to carry the performance. So what say you? Will you take on the stage?
Fine, I'll do it. Well, now that that's settled, I'll get the puppets and the stage ready. No more fallen beams, you'll have my word.
Feeling a bit of stage fright, eh? Worry not, my friend. My troupe is more than capable of bringing even the most wooden performance to life. Just act from the heart and I'm sure you'll impress. Well then, whenever you're ready, just let me know. Until then.
Oh wait, this is a reoccurring one? Oh, we are going to... Oh, whoops. I think it's time to put on some good gear. And not my, Oh, fuck it. I'm just using recommended. There we go. Let's do it. The show must go on.
Ready to take the stage, are we? Our preparation should be more or less complete. Whenever you're ready, our carpenter is waiting near the wings to let you on the stage. Remember, all we ask is that you give us your most heartfelt performance and return here once you've finished. Oh, and don't forget, our future is riding on your shoulders.
This is one killer stage, I will say. Yeah, I couldn't make it that far. Ready to take the stage, eh? Just change into your costume and you'll be ready to start the show. Took me a bit of work to adjust it to your size. Let's hope it brings out the hero in you. Now, the rest of us will be following your lead, but don't put too much pressure on yourself. We're professionals, after all. Just act from the heart and we'll make the best of it like we always do. Now go on, and good luck. Let the play begin. I'll be cheering from the wings. Alright, let's see.
It was the year 1572 of the 6th Astral Era. A terrible catastrophe known as the Calamity threatened to bring untold destruction to Eorzea.
Wow, they got the minions. In a wind-up Dalamud.
At the same time, the Gallian Empire overran the Cartano Flats. The three great city-states formed a grand alliance that they may repel the aggressors and see their peoples through these dark times. Among the many who fought that day was a warrior whose noble deeds gave others the courage to carry on. A warrior who was willing to sacrifice himself to save the many.
What? Wait, that costume? Seriously?
The Warrior of Light.
Proud sons and daughters of Garlemald, we shall purge this land of its blight. But first, let us crush its pathetic army under the heels of our boots.
The two armies clashed under the specter of the sanguine moon.
Oh, whoops, I missed that.
They fought on until flagging and weary. The moon of Dalamud waxed ever fuller, at last bursting open to reveal the terrifying truth of what slumbered inside.
The Dreadworm! Bahamut!
Yes! From within the flaming moon emerged the dread primal Bahamut! Freed at last from its prison, he unleashed his seething raves upon the land, engulfing Eorzea in flames. Our intrepid hero was helpless in the face of such power, and the force of Bahamut's assault left him battered and breathless. But just as the sun was to set on Eorzea's fate, a voice called out, saving our brave champions from certain doom.
It was the voice of Archon Louisoix.
Indeed, it was the Archon Louisoix's voice that called out over the endless battlefield. The erudite scholar and compassionate commander who came from far-flung Sharlayan to deliver us to salvation.
12 above, I beseech thee, lend me your strength and seal Bahamut within Dalamud once more.
But lo, Bahamut's power was too great, and Louisoix's ritual failed. The end of Eorzea was at hand, but in that moment of darkest despair, the Archon entreated the gods once more. Hearkening to his plea, they imbued the Warrior of Light with their divine strength. Once more, our hero arose and stood unflinching against Bahamut.
Bahamut was slain with a single blow. Brave champions, I leave the rest in your hands. If I can but see you to a new future, I should want for nothing more.
Louis's final words joined the prayers of every Eorzean, and the 12 bestowed upon the Warrior of Light their blessing. With the fate of the realm resting on his shoulders, our hero lashed out with one last desperate attack, imbued with the power of the gods themselves.
Eorzea is saved. Warrior of Light, the realm is in your debt. The threat has been vanquished, and hope can return to the hearts of the people. The bravery of our hero shall illuminate the future of the realm. That just looked... My face just looked scary at that, last moment.
I knew you'd be a success up there. Even so, I didn't expect you to do that well. You have our thanks, adventurer.
They're still clapping. Well, what are you waiting for? Go back out there and give your adoring fans what they want.
You're still new to this, aren't you? It's called a curtain call. Now's your chance to bask in a well-deserved applause. Show the crowd your lovely face.
No.
Would you listen to that? How long do you think they would clap if he remains on stage?
For as long as he deserves, I gather. It's not often one has the opportunity to be in the presence of such a radiant actor. It is as if the Warrior of Light himself was standing there. Damn it, I thought there would be more to it than that, but to be honest, they don't even know the truth.
I must say, you certainly exceeded our expectations. Perhaps our little accident before was but a blessing in disguise. Either way, I offer you my thanks on behalf of every member of the Crystal Caravan. And it would seem you have one particularly passionate fan that would offer you his personal thanks. He has left a message just for you. Our leading man returns, I see. Once again, I must say you gave quite a memorable performance. So memorable, in fact, that the playwright himself expressed his admiration. Although I will soon be departing Oldar, he very much wished to speak with you before he boarded the airship. Go now and you might catch him.
Damn it, I'm stuck. Now what are with these meteor showers? I want to see them. Oh! Well, fuck me sideways. Those are pretty awesome. Oh. is all the way in the back. Okay, let's head back down to the Ruby Road Exchange then. That was a derp moment. So who's really waiting for me? Is it that spoony bard again? Greetings, my friend. When I set quill to parchment to recount the story of the calamity, I did not imagine you would be cast as the warrior of light. You again? Which is not to say you are unfit for the role. On the contrary, I could not have hoped for a more talented thespian to bring my words to life. To a man, the audience was moved beyond words, and I found myself unable to stop clapping even after you had left the stage. I can only imagine the experiences you must have drawn upon to inform your acting. After today, I suspect many shall call you the warrior of light in earnest. Although the calamity was a terrible tragedy, it also served to sow seeds of hope for the future. Hope in the form of countless brave adventurers, much like the warriors of light, who even now protect Eorzea with their lives. And as much as I would like to see you take the stage time and again, I'm certain you will be of more use to the realm as its protector. As an adventurer, for my part, I shall continue to regale others with songs telling of your deeds. The road ahead will be fraught with hardship. Of this I am certain. If ever you find yourself in the midst of a crisis, remember the events of the calamity. Remember how hope was born from despair, and continue your fight, that I might someday hear of your heroics.
Have you spoken to the Wandering Minstrel? Splendid! But there is one last member of our troupe who would offer you his thanks. Why, none other than our star-crossed leading men, and freshly released from the infirmary.
When that beam took me out of commission, I was positively crestfallen. It is no small blessing that we are able to perform the show, and to such acclaim. But alas and alack, I was confined to a bed in Frondale's frontistery, unable to witness your stunning performance with my own eyes. The Shirjur has instructed me to refrain from taking the stage until I am fully healed, but I intend to stay limber with some light rehearsing, and I certainly intend to watch your next appearance.
Yes, you simply must reprise your role. We've received countless inquiries from your adoring fans, all curious as to when your next performance will be. The puppet theater is a simple matter to set up. Ask, and we can be ready in a flash. To prove how eager we are for you to join us again, I'll add a little bonus to your payment for this performance. You've certainly earned it, for all you've done for us. Pray, do not let this be the last time I can reward your performance. It would be an honor to tell your tale of heroism with hope with you again.
Third Rises achievement unlocked. Do we get a new... Nope, didn't think so. Alright, so we got 2 new minions out of it. The Wind-Up Cryo minion and the Dress-Up Y'shtola minion, because the Wind-Up Y'shtola minion is already taken. Oh, and we got the Heaven's Ward Orchestrion role. So before we move off to end this live stream, let's take a listen. Alright, so yeah, that's basically the Heaven's Ward theme from the original but yeah, that's it. Now I've got several things to do before we return to the story, but we'll be here celebrating the Horizon for the most part. So I hope you enjoyed the show, and hope to see you again in the next few episodes. Until then, Crusnik X out!